Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another war video. This is war number 9, 3 weeks in. This was a really cool war for me. I got to take down the boss that is going to be a Serpent with Kushala. So that was a lot of fun. But the first fight was against a Rintrah on tile number 3 with electric defense, spaced armor and overwhelming odds. Now this is like a nothing placement. Usually you try to place a defender that has an armor up, so these nodes get into play. Because they didn't get into play, I just brought in rather the planners, the amazing planners in our team. They asked us to bring a Valkyrie. Just love Valkyrie, her playstyle and everything, so I was able to slowly play and bring down Rintrah quite easily, just hitting in the block, building up my pierces. So the first step was to build up 3 pierce and then invert the combo on an SP2. I mean, I could go ahead and also parry and use like light attack ending combos to invert, but I rather not give him more of those charges so he goes unstoppable, and you know, all of that shenanigans happen. So just keeping it super simple, letting him throw an SP1 out and get an SP2 ready right here in his block, and that should do quite a bit of damage just there, and look at him die. So yeah, Valkyrie is like my all-time favorite. I use her every time a lot. One of my best fights with Valkyrie is taking down Photon boss from the last season from Decay meta, so I've used her a lot and I love playing with her. Alrighty, moving on to the next fight, that is tile number 12, and there is a Hulk here. With Hulk there's again electric defense, spaced armor, heavy-handed and enhanced armor up. Now again, a good placement here would have been somebody with an armor up, so spaced armor and electric defense could come into play, but because there is no such armor on Hulk, this is again an easy fight. What I was trying to do here is not to lose that much of health, so I opted to go and hit him in the block and not give him an SP1, because if you get clipped by an SP1, that's such a long stun and you just die for sure. So I was just trying to block out the SP1's first hit, and the second one I can evade, so that's why I was hitting in the block, so he gains less power and I can get to an SP2 faster. Block the first one, dex the second, and we are good to go. I'll be at SP2 soon, and that will be mark the end of the fight. So easy, just go in, 4 hit attacks, and then you swipe back. Wait for him to dex back, you dex back in again, and now at the end of it an SP2, and look at him just melt away. 16%, Fury's active, and 1 4-hit combo should do the job. There we go. So section number 1 cleared. Moving on to section number 2, I was given one fight on path number 9 that was against a Nova. So I had to use Odin pre-fights here and bring in my Kushala, because the nodes are Hazard Shift, Shock and Bleed and Power Focus too. Now this fight usually should not be that difficult, but I know what happened, I really messed it up. So all I'm trying to do here is to build some of those prowesses and try to block all of his specials, because if you block the specials you get bonuses with Kushala. So block the first one and it went well. Now trying to go back in, so the idea here is to throw an SP2 on him and put that soul barb up, and that will do some good damage to him because of all of that buffs, and then come back again with an SP1 and we can nullify those, and that will work. So again, I was able to block the unblockable. The fight is going really well up till now, and all of a sudden I mess up and I take a lot of damage here, and I'm just wondering what happened. He's not unblockable. Alright, trying to focus back on it. Alright, I'm gonna throw another SP2. There we go. Almost done with the fight. And then again I lose quite a bit of health and I mess up here. I'm waiting for him to throw an SP2 out. Now I didn't notice that my blue blessing ran out, so I couldn't block the unblockable, but luckily the soul barb helped me out. Well, that was a sketchy fight, but still got the solo on them. And then a teammate of mine took out Note 36 for me, so I had to move in on the mini bosses. So the first mini boss assigned to me was Node 42 with Jessica Jones on it, and that is inevitable power, make a stand, one eye open, and overwhelming odds. Now this is a really good placement here because I cannot stun her because of one eye open, because any damage I do during the stun will be reflected back to me. And then there's also make a stand. So the defender has an indefinite protection, reducing all damage by 90%, and only goes on cooldown in 15 seconds when knocked down. Because this fight is going to take long, because the only way I can knock her down is with an SP2, and the more damage I will do is when I have Fury active. So I have to really quickly build up my Pierce, so if she goes unstoppable, I don't have to worry about it. Again, another difficult thing here is how you control her cornering you. So one very neat trick one of my old planners and a really amazing friend has told me: try to dash back when the AI is dashing back. That controls their behavior. So you will notice dash back, I dash back again, and that stops them from dashing in. Again, dash back into dash back. So that is what helps me. So I'm gonna slowly build up to an SP2 right here, almost there, and that SP2 will knock her down. So now the parry will come in, and I will throw my SP2. Now because I have inverted my combo as well, I have Bulwark on me too, so any weaknesses are removed straight away. And now it's go time to do some damage. Look at the damage with the Fury when the protection is down. So again, it's a slow fight, takes quite a lot of it, but you have to be like really patient to work this out. I was able to get this fight done, really enjoyed it, and yeah, I think the second SP2 was where I did quite a bit of damage. Again, this is all about spacing, If you don't get the spacing right, she will get you cornered, and then you'll probably die. And her AI is like very aggressive in a way that she will start throwing heavy attacks out of nowhere and just corner you. I've done this fight a lot in the last meta, and yeah, it was quite a bit of a learning curve for me to get through this Jessica Jones, but hey, it's working out now for me. So I'm just gonna wait her to throw an SP1 out. Now the time here becomes crucial. It's almost 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, and she's only down to 70%. And right here I'm thinking, okay, I'll be able to take her down. So this time around I thought about, okay, when I have an SP2, I'm gonna let her throw her special and let her fully drain her power before I throw my SP2. So I don't lose time while she's activating her special attack. So right here, I have an SP2 ready. I'm gonna wait for her to throw an SP1 right on cue. And now there's going to be a parry with an SP2 at the end of it. And there we go. She's gonna block it in. Look at that damage with the striker. Again, another full hit combo in the block, and she's down to 21%. Now I feel better about this fight with 1 minute and 46 seconds out. Again, same thing, slowly take her down. So this fight is annoying and long, but it's doable, and Valkyrie is just the right champion to get it done. I am sure that Massacre can also do a great job, but yeah, my Valkyrie is ascended, so she did great here. Now moving on to the boss island, Node 47, that is going to be Feat of Vigilance, Power Efficiency, Missing in Action, and Return Policy. So he does get a lot of those buffs, so my idea was not to throw an SP1 and try to nullify them, just use SP2s and the Soul Barb to do their thing. Another thing was to make sure just to keep an eye on the Missing in Action falter, but that's the only time I got hit. So I built up some of those prowesses and I made sure that I have the blue blessings activated, because I can easily go ahead and block his specials and I don't have to dex back and give him all of that indestructible with the magic thief tactic. So far so good. Let him throw an SP2, keeping my space, and that soul barb is doing his job, getting my blue blessing up again into another SP2, and that damage will slowly take him away. SP1 block coming up. As soon as I block, I get prowesses and I amplify my special. So yeah, learning more to block and how to get him down. Again, SP2. I already have 6 prowesses, so the biggest thing I've learned throughout the season is it's better to build up your prowesses at the start of the fight, and then during the fight you don't have to worry about it. Especially with Kushala, she can block unblockables with the blue blessing activated. So that's all I'm doing. I am parrying all the specials and I am slowly able to take Adam Warlock down. He's down to his final pod, and another SP2, and he's out. Really enjoyed this fight. Now usually Kushala is always banned, but I was lucky to have her this war, and yeah, really enjoyed playing with her. And finally we had the boss fight that was against a Serpent. That is going to be node number 50. We all tile number 50. We all know what the nodes are. So here the whole thing was he stun immune. I started with an SP1 and I boosted really well. Whole thing was keep your blue blessings activated and try to parry the projectiles from his specials. So that's the first SP2. So when I was doing this fight, at first I thought I will just use SP2s and the soul barb would do the trick, but then it wasn't doing as much damage. So after 2 soul barbs I switched up to SP1 nullifies. So here I forgot I cannot dex, so learn my lesson. And yeah, just trying to keep the blue blessing up, keep parrying him, because that also heals me up all the block damage. Now here I throw another SP2, hoping that the soul barb will do some good damage, but at this point I realized, you know what, this is not going to help. So parry the SP1 projectile, going back in, and here is where all the damage happens. There you go, 9 incinerates, and now look at him tick. Again, keeping an eye on the SP1, I'm sure he's going to throw it out and then parry the projectile, and also the jump. When he comes to me, I'm going to parry that as well. So those parries also help me keep up my prowesses and also help me amplify my specials. So Kushala is just amazing for this tactic. I'm not sure why the opponents will let her out, but it was great for me. I did this fight 2 wars before and I died on it, even with Indestructible, but I learned a lot how to fight him with Kushala. And this war I got an opportunity to take out a 6-star ascended Serpent, so really enjoyed this one. I just switched to SP1 nullifies and kept parrying the specials to have my blue blessing up all the time, and the Incinerate did their part. So really fun for. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We are so close to Masters. We need to win 2 of the next 3 and we should lock up Masters. So it's going to be difficult, not it's going to be easy, but we are going to try to get that done. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave comments and let me know what you think about this fight and what are some other good options. I heard Mojo is a great one as well, so I'll be back with another one soon. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.